Hello and welcome, and I am Julie with Driftwood Hill Design, and we're going to turn this into a drop-in planter. So in July, when your real flowers die, you can make one of these. And so all I have done is put some foam in there. There's also kind of a large pebble in the bottom of that as well. And then I did put a towel. I cut up a towel, and that is so the bottom there, when I spray with the foam, it does not come out. So I would love, once you are joining, to let me know where you are joining from. If I miss the comments, I will come back and respond to them once they go, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. Today it's actually a gorgeous day out here. The sun is shining, and I am so thankful for that, because the winters in Northern Illinois can be quite dreary. So first thing that I do, and you do not have to do this, but one of the things that I like to do is cover it with moss. So especially if I'm going to be basically reselling this, not reselling it, but selling it in my Etsy shop, I will put some moss in that. I did have a friend come over this week, and we made planters for hers. We did not put moss in there. So it's really up to you. I showed her what it looks like once, you know, it's been sitting out in the weather for a while, and honestly, it just turned a little bit yellower. It's not a big deal, and honestly, the greenery covers it anyway, so you don't have to do that. Ooh, that is really loud. And this moss just came from Home Goods. It's just a package from Home Goods, and I feel like it's like $16.99 or something. So I like getting it there. It's a bigger package than what we are used to, or that I can kind of get at Hobby Lobby. Now, I had a request. I put in the comments if you guys wanted to see kind of a lake-inspired wreath, which I have an anchor that I was going to use kind of as a sign, and then I said, or a drop-in planter for when those, you know, when that July heat comes, everybody's planters die. So at least it is up here, unless we're really good about keeping them watered. But even then, it's rough up here. So, all right, we're gonna take the floral pin. I'm just sticking them in there. It does not have to be perfect, because the stems will also help keep the moss in. All right. So do you guys do real or faux flowers? So I will tell you, this year, it's almost completely faux flowers. And which I'm like, okay, the ones that I do have that are real were gifts from students. And so for those of you that might be just catching this live for the first time and just maybe don't know a little bit about me, I am in education. I was a classroom teacher for over 20 years. And then we have a little guy, and when he went to preschool, I stayed home. And now I'm back in education. I'm just not a teacher. So I always say I get all the fun of working with the kids, and I just don't have all the responsibility. So I love it, because I can just leave my job and come home and do this. All right, so there we have it. Again, just a little bit of green moss. If you do have questions about the spray foam, just let me know. That is something that had to sit for at least 24 hours before you can even do this. So I had to get that done. I couldn't do that live. All right. Okay. Now fun part. Sorry, kind of cleaning up as I go. Are you a cleaner up person as you go, or do you just let everything become a mess? So I try to, when I'm on live, I try to clean up as I go, or if I'm doing a tutorial, I try to like clean up as I go. But honestly, if it's just me, I'm just like cut, snip, snip all over the floor. I'll clean it up later. All right, which I just did. Now we are going to start, and we have some beautiful impatiens. You guys, look at this. And these I got, these are UV protection. However, I still clear coated them, so that's why it's already spread out. They've already received 2 clear coats, so 2 of them. You guys, I got these at Old Time Pottery. I don't know if you have them near you, but this is where they came from. And since Gabe's took them over, they have been getting some amazing florals in there. So these were gorgeous. I actually bought all of them that I could. They had, I think, 5 or 6, and I grabbed all of them. And you guys, $12.99 for that. So can't beat that. So we're going to use that. We are going to use some Michael's Greenery, and this is going to help laying down. So hello, I think it's Linda. So I really should go get my my computer is what I should do, because you know, you're getting old, eyesight goes, right? So we're going to be using this Greenery, and I have 2 of these. And then I grabbed just a different couple different varieties of ferns up here as well. I have this Greenery, a really big leaf, and I picked this up from Michael's as well. And then I picked these up as well from Michael's. Now, one of the things when working with an outdoor planter, I don't mind everything being really plasticky. So this, I don't know if you guys can see that, if it stops going, it is completely plastic. But I still like it because it looks really, really real. And then we do have some more. Now this one was in my stash. I got this, I think I actually got these 2 years ago. These were from Michael's. They don't have them this year, but again, they are plastic, and I just love the leaves on those. And then they did have this again this year, and this is just the dark green plastic eucalyptus stem. So really, now, this is going to be my height, and this is where I'm going to start. This actually can be a hanging planter, and so, or it can be a drop-in as well. But what I want to do is put this in the center, because this is kind of gonna like guide me. But I also want this to kind of like hang over on the side and kind of cascade and drape down. So we're gonna do that, and let me know. I will try to get, so hi Sharon. So we will, if you have questions, put them there. Like I said earlier, if I don't see them, I will come back to them. And I should have brought my computer up, and I didn't. I was like, oh, I can do this. I can see, I'm good. Nope, not again. Computer's coming up next time. So, and for those of you who don't know, I'm up in our loft area, and so our office is downstairs where the computer's at. So it's not easy for me to go grab. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start. And again, these have received clear coats. And what I do is out in our yard, I take an old box. In fact, if you go back and you look through my feed, you will see it was a really big box that I got from an order from Melissa at TCT Crafts. And I just poked holes in the top. I put the stems in, whether it's a bush or whether it's a stem, and then I just spray. And that takes care of it. Now, obviously, in the winter up in northern Illinois, it's kind of really hard to do that, to be outside. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. Now, if you're doing this for yourself at home, and you're like, ooh, I might want to change out some flowers next year. Don't glue. Don't glue. You don't have to glue. They will stay like into the foam. However, I'm going to be gluing. And if this going through the moss is a little hard, just take scissors and you can kind of, we call that pre-drill a hole. All right, I am gonna leave that in there so I know where I went, because the moss will just come back. But I use a glue pot. Do you guys use a glue pot or a glue gun? Now I will say with hanging baskets, and I made 3 of these recently, and I use these as a hanging basket. I had to cut down here and just put this down here. This is too tall for a hanging basket. But right now, because I'm going to use this as a drop-in planter, I'm not worried about it being too tall. All right, so we have that. Then next, I'm going to use these. I absolutely love these. I'm going to be checking Old Time Pottery again, and to see if they have more of these, because they're just gorgeous. I have never seen anything like this at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, but the brand is ES Essentials. Oh, and they are holding. We use these in my friend's planters that we did earlier this week, and the greenery doesn't fall off, nothing falls off, so that is really nice. All right. It's not, if any of you guys are showing me comments, I'm sorry, it's not showing me comments. I will go back and look at them, but I would love to know where you guys are watching from. And with this, I am just leaving it, I'm not cutting it. And I'm gonna put it right into the planter. This is going halfway between the eucalyptus and the edge of the planter. Oh, all right, I'm just kind of pre-sticking it in there. And then I'll keep my finger in there, dip this in glue. And it's gonna go in there. So what are you guys up to today? Doing anything fun? I went and took a whole bunch of stuff to the school that I work at. So I did that earlier today, but nothing but cleaning the house. And it's been really nice just trying to get everything back in order. But the next thing I have to do is tackle the basement. I am not looking forward to that. For those of you in education, you guys understand the mass cleaning that goes on in your house when school is over, because honestly it gets neglected all through the year, and our break times usually are cleaning the house times. Now our kids don't like it so much because they're like, we gotta clean, but it is what it is. All right, so this is put in there, and I'm just kind of spreading out the shorter stems so they can kind of come up and help the eucalyptus. Now, if you wanted to do this as a hanging basket, what I would do is put another bush over on this side. And I did a hanging basket, like I said, I actually did 3 that were all similar. We did red geraniums, and so then it was a bush of red geraniums over here and a bush over here. So now, because I want that draping side over there, I'm kind of going to drape this down. I don't know if you guys can see that. So this is what I'm doing first. This is going to be towards the end. I want to get my base, what I call base greenery, in first. And so we're going to do this and for sure one of these. And if you notice, they are 2 different kind of colors, just a little bit. This is more light green, but it does fade into a little bit darker green, and it blends nicely in with this other one. And I like these just because it hangs. And again, these are like narrow leaves, and these are a little bit wider leaves. And all the leaves are different, which is what I'm going for. Now, I'm gonna turn this way. I was gonna get my Lazy Susan, but to turn it easily, but I was like, with it draping over, this is not going to be happening. All right, so I'm gonna look at it this way, and then I will turn it back around. And it's just really, because I wanna see, these are some shorter areas, shorter stems with the impatiens, and so I'm wanting to kind of go in between those. All right, I'll turn it back around because I'm going to show you. So this is a shorter stem and this is longer, and I want these to go right here. Now, one of the things that I do, because this is lighter, I kind of want to go light to dark. So I'm going to go ahead, and this will obviously be in my planter. This will obviously be the front of it. All right, now, I'm just gonna put that stuff down to the side. I am poking, and again, it's about halfway between the eucalyptus and the edge of the planter. And hi, Tammy, how are you? Have you cleaned your house this summer? I was just talking about, I don't know when you popped in, but I was just, and some of it will come off and that's okay. I was just talking about how as educators, we come home and we clean our house usually that first week when we're done with school. That's what we were doing. My kids weren't so happy about it, but it feels good. But I have to go, I have to tackle. You guys, if you saw the basement right now, oh, not too good. Not too good. I have a flower mess down there. I have, hi Yashira, am I saying that right? She's Liza Reese Supplies. Yashira, I think I'm saying it right. So you're starting to clean, yes. I have got all of downstairs clean, except for the Lego mess. That's all over our dining room table, but my little guy is doing that. But we ordered like bins and like Tupperware that he was using some of my storage from all of my flowers, and those bins just were not working out really well. And so we ordered him some bins that will work. You guys, I ordered 12 because I was saying like each different color. I ordered 12 for him. He needs more. Like I didn't realize Legos came in that many colors. So he is anxiously waiting for his delivery today. All right, so we have that. And then I said I wanted to do the lighter one. And with this one, I'm going to just kind of have it basically sit on top of this. One thing about this Greenery from Michaels is it's pretty flat. I don't know if you guys can see that. Like it really just hangs. There's not a lot that you can do. The wire is not like strong, and like how these impatiens are like straight up. These are actually, I don't even think they are wired, so they are just all plastic. But I will weave them in to kind of the impatiens as we go later on. So we have that, and then I'm gonna do this one on top of it just to give it a little bit of contrast. And it's going right next to where I poked the hole in the foam for the other Greenery stem down here. All right, so there we have that, which is going to be, oops, let me bring it down here a little bit, you know, kind of just where it can flow over to the side. Now I know we don't have any impatiens over there, but I can move that one over there if I want to, but I'm gonna wait until the end for that and see exactly where I want that to go. All right, so we have that. Next, kind of want to put these variegated leaves in there just because they're a little bit bigger. Now this I'm not sticking in as a whole bush. This I'm going to cut. And you can go ahead and poke these in if you want to. However, I'm going to put them on a steel pick. If you don't have a steel pick machine, all right, this is the steel pick. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. That's the steel pick. If you don't have one of those machines, because they are expensive, you can just use a good old floral pick. A wooden floral pick will do the same thing. And if you don't have either one of these, I would just take your scissors and go into the foam first. With that steel pick machine, Hobby Lobby stopped carrying them. And you guys, I was looking for one up by me and they didn't have it. And these are all different sizes. So because up here, I'm gonna pull the longer ones first. Didn't have it. We went to Florida in March and we drove. And in Southern Illinois, we had to stop, I think for coffee, and there was a Hobby Lobby right there. And I was also making wreaths in the car because I had an order that was due, and I was like, I need more of this garland. And so we stopped, and you guys, down the aisle, I saw the steel pick machine, and they were on clearance at that time. I didn't get the super clearance. I got the half price clearance. So I was thrilled with it. I had gotten a steel pick machine. Off of Marketplace, and it worked. It just wasn't super great. All right. Now, with these, okay, I do have them facing this way because the front of my planter is going to be this way. But what you can do is take these. They will also bend. You would just bend them. Okay, so this one I might put, actually might just go right down here with this one. And I will bend it. Also too, if you're not sure, like if you're just like, this would be a fun craft to do with my girlfriends. I would not recommend, like if you don't do this either as a hobby or as a business, I would recommend not gluing the stems because you're gonna move your placement around a little bit. Just more from being just unfamiliar with flower making, or I should say wreath making, flower planter making. Oh, and again, if you are like, oh, I wanna make one of these. I've never done this before, but I have no idea what to do. Go to Etsy and type in faux flower drop-in planter. And then hopefully some ideas will pop up for you. Oh, burned myself. Always do that once. All right. So 1, 2, I'm gonna move that. I think I'm actually gonna bend this leaf a little bit more. Probably bend this one a little bit more. And then I like the idea of 5 working in odd numbers, but I might need 1 down there. We will see once I'm all done. All right, do I have any questions? All right. Oh, yay, I got your name right, Yashira. I am so happy. All right, now we have our base greenery in there. And like I said, I did say that I had some ferns in there, and I I save ferns for the end as fillers in these. So we're gonna hold off on those. I do have a whole other set of this greenery, but for right now, I'm not going to put that in there because I think it's just gonna be too full. And on the planters, I like where just one section really drapes over. Now, if you guys are into bows and ribbon and you want all of that, you can add that to these as well. And I will show you. I just happen to have a ribbon over here that goes with this. It was not made for this, it's made for a wreath, but I just saw it and I was like, oh, I know that some people like bows. You could put that in there and then work around. I'm not doing that. In the planters, I'm not really sure I'm a bow person in my outdoor planters. So, but you can totally do that. All right, so now we have those, and then I do have these. These are also from Michael's this year. These, I believe, are in their everyday section. These don't say spring. So these are in their everyday section, but in their spring section, they had orange and I think a hot pink that was gorgeous in their spring and summer stuff. All right, so this, I am going to kind of lay off to the side. Hang on, let me clean up. So, as we go. All right, so this is kind of gonna drape like towards that back because even though this is a one-sided planter, I do want a little bit of greenery hanging down. And this one's flowers with greenery. I don't know if you can see that. The leaves on this are amazing. The flowers, not so much. But honestly, from far away, they look, those flowers, they look fake. I don't like that. But the greenery looks so realistic that I can overlook the flowers. And honestly, people don't know because all you do is see the white. You're not seeing directly into the flower on these, so it doesn't matter. But the orange ones, you guys, were gorgeous. I had to refrain myself. I'm like, I don't need these. I don't need these. I don't need these. And I went into Michael's 3 times and stared at those. And I was like, I do not need them. Do not need them. All right, so this is gonna go under the pink, but more towards the back. And again, halfway between the eucalyptus and the edge. There, you can kind of see. I know it's looking like a hot mess right now, but we'll get there. It will get there. All right, so this will just kind of help even out kind of the idea of dangling down. And I'm gonna put the other one underneath this because I do want that greenery just to really be its focal point. All right, where did you go? Here we go. So, usually, you guys, I am working on this table right here was my mom's sewing machine table. So in here, underneath here, is 1970s sewing machine. Don't use it, but it's in there. It was one of those things, what am I gonna do with it? What am I gonna do with it? And I think it's perfect. It's perfect to work on. Because it's small. Our loft isn't huge up here. And my ribbon collection is ridiculous. Like I have a ribbon, I have a shoe rack full of ribbon. Actually right outside our door, our doors to the bathroom and one of the kids' bedroom because it's ridiculous. So behind the camera over there is full of ribbon. This way is full of ribbon. That way over there is an over the door rack full of ribbon. And then shoes. While I love ribbon, I don't, it's terrible. I absolutely love ribbon, love it. I just don't put it a lot in my personal outdoor and my wreaths, my personal wreaths. So, but I love ribbon. My husband's like, what are you gonna do with all this ribbon? I'm like, I don't know, I love it. I will tell you what does not help is the Craig Bachman warehouse sale. And for those of you who are watching that live in northern Illinois or maybe northern Indiana, honestly, even like southern Wisconsin, if you like home decor or crafting just in general, definitely follow them on Facebook. They have a Craig Bachman warehouse sale, and we can go. You can go, and it's crazy. And that's honestly where I get most of my ribbon, and it's so cheap. So, like, I can't complain. And then now Craig Bachman has started carrying the deluxe ribbon, and that is beautiful. All right, so we can get there. Hi, Judy. Hi, Bryn. How are you guys doing? All right. I was just saying how we were cleaning, because it's the end of school, and we have somebody coming to visit and stay with us. So, like, we really have to get it cleaned. So that person is watching. So who is coming to stay for a while. And all right. So there is kind of the draping effect. So as you can see, like, this would just drop into your container that you have. Mine are tall. Mine are about, like, I don't know, 3 feet tall. Oh, that will be just some really nice draping going over there. I'll move this one around a little bit because I do want it closer to the greenery. Kind of see that. All right. And then you guys want to hear the funny thing is, so my neighbor, she had this amazing, like, raised plant stand, and it was out at the garbage, and I was like, oh, must be broken. And I didn't grab it. I was like, oh, but that's so cute. Well, then we were in a garage. She had another one sitting next to her garbage, and I was like, are you getting rid of that? And she's like, yeah, I'm getting rid of that. And I was like, well, can I use it? So now, for my find from my neighbor, I will put this in it. It's a raised plant stand, and I will fix this. So, or you can just put it in your own plant stand and then just kind of move everything around like you want to. All right, so there we have it. Now, as far as flowers go, I have some yellow, I don't know, carnations, I don't know, roses. And then I have I don't know how to say it. It's the Allium. Alliums. I'm not even sure how to say it. These came from at home. So these are going to be my focal flowers. I am going to start with these first and put those around. Now all I'm doing is coming to the back side and kind of measuring how long I need my stem to be. And I want these to kind of be sticking out. However, they're top heavy. Oh, all right. Before I glue, I'm gonna try. Oh yeah, that'll work. Okay. So I would glue, look at that. See how hard that was to pull? That's why I say you don't have to glue, especially if you're gonna end up making some yourself. Now, if you are wanting to make this for like July, you know, when the real ones start dying, I would go to Michael's now and pick this up because all of the craft stores are switching to fall. Oh, which is not fun, but they are switching to fall. I say it's not fun because I am a summer girl through and through. All right, at work. I can trim that one down just a little bit more. All right. So really what I'm trying to do with these, I do have 6 of these that I can use, but what I'm gonna do is just work with 3 for right now. And then if I need another one, it will come do that, I think. I don't know, I kind of, all right. I'm gonna need another one. I'm gonna do 4 in this, because I'm gonna put this one down here a little bit and then put one lower in the back as well. And you guys might be wondering, like, how long do these last? You guys, I have ones that I made 3 summers ago. So they have made it. I do clear coat it every year though, clear coat it. So, hello Jean. How are you? All right, so we have that. And then I'm gonna do another one. I am gonna do 4. And I'm bummed the at-home store around us closed. I should say the closest one to me. There's another one, but it's farther to go to. It's in a way more congested area, and I don't like driving over there. So I never go there anymore. So these, I got these last year though from there, before ours closed. All right, so you can see that I put this one in the back, right there, and still want to get those impatiens kind of scattered, so a little bit more in the back. All right. Next, we're gonna go with these. Now, these will need, I think they're gonna be tricky to get into the, oh no, they're not. However, if you do have some that they're a little bit, the stems are a little bit more like 2 pieces instead of like solid. It's like where the wire, and then they have like the coating around the outside. Those can be a little bit tricky, where you would need either a steel pick or a floral pick. And I am gonna use a floral pick. This one's kind of going in the back, and I'm turning around and show you. Kind of just sticking out right there. All right, and that's why I try to keep my counter clean as I work, because as I turn, the stuff gets moved. All right, to the floor. Because I think these flowers came from Home Goods or Michael's, one of those two. All right, so this one actually has 3 on the stem, and I'm gonna let it be. And I'm probably just going to stick it right here in the center. I'm letting it go because it will give height. If I was to cut those as individual stems, they would be a lot shorter. All right, so there we have that. You can kind of see like from the back. And then I'm gonna put another yellow one over here to balance it out. Like, look how long these stems were. They were, I don't know where, I'm assuming, like I said, TJ Maxx or Home Goods. All right, and this one's gonna go over here. I need to cut it down a little bit. And then this one has a stem that's pretty low, and I'm just pulling it off because I don't need it. And I'm also afraid that part needs to go down into the foam. This way, all I'm doing is measuring and kind of seeing where this one is. Glue, looks good. Okay, those look even. All right, those are up there. Now, we'll work on the front. And from the front, you can tell right here needs yellow. So we've got the pink, we have the white, we need the yellow up towards the front here. Now, I do have, because there's two stems and all the stems are alike, I have another tall one with 3 that I'm going to put on this side. I was talking about like the ones that I've had, like I said, this is they've been out for 3 summers now, and every year I will clear coat them. And all I use is Rust-Oleum clear in satin. All right. Oh, now that's interesting because do you see, like this more has a bud, and the bud just popped off, but that's okay. That's an easy fix. Let's just put some glue on it and put it in here. But honestly, even if it wasn't an easy fix, because it's a bud, I feel like I need another white one. Actually, I'm going to cut, well, it might be okay. Because I have the one up here. It might be okay. But I might need a bigger one in there, and then I would cut this and place it down at the end. All right. Yes, it's gonna drive me nuts. I don't mind the little stem being there, but I am gonna put this one right there. All right, don't forget to let me know where you're watching from. I will say it's always fun to know where people are from. You guys have met some great people in this community. All right, and then I think I'm gonna leave my white there for now. I'm gonna walk around. It's getting a little difficult to move. All right, like that. I do want to make a white one kind of go down here. I say my wreaths, I need to start keeping track of where they're getting shipped to, because last one's my last wreath that I just shipped out, one went to the East Coast and one went to the West Coast. All right, move that over here a little bit. And the reason why I moved it just over here a little bit, it was too close to this lower yellow one. All right, so now it's draping down. I do need to put a yellow one in the back. So, hello, Jackie. Thanks for popping on. So I need to put a low yellow one back there. I do have like that group again of 3. I guess I should have used this one for that front because all 3. You know what? I'm just going to use this up. And I'm actually going to have all 3 dangle down the back side. So last week I went live every Tuesday. I am going to be going live and I wanted to make it a schedule that I could keep up with during the school year, so it would stay consistent. And last week it was 7 just because we had, I forgot what we were doing in the afternoon, but we already had plans, and I was like, okay, if I'm gonna go, I'm going to try to keep it in the afternoon, because at nighttime, my nights get crazy during the school year, especially on Tuesdays. It's basketball games. We have, if you're just catching this for the first time, you don't know anything about me, we have 3 kids. We have 2 that play basketball, 1 at the college level, 1 at the high school level, and we will spend Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays at games. So, and if we can't catch the college kid at, we can watch her on TV, which is really nice. All right. So I think we have that. As you can see, this back side is bare, and that's okay. We're going to use some of the fern to fill in. And let's see. You know, let me see. Okay, I'm going to actually use these. So I have 2 of these stems just to use up. I don't know where, I know where these came from. They came from a local home decor store that's no longer in business, which is really sad because I used to buy a lot of Greenery from there. But we're going to use these up. That's the one nice thing. I just like these about your odds and ends when you're doing planners. This is a nice contrast. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit lighter. It also has the tips of the green are more of a yellow green. So hang on one second, you guys. My high schooler is off to a concert. She's over here. She looks amazing. So Mom needs to have a picture though, okay?
Can I be in it?
So can you what?
Be in it.
Sure, you can be in it. She's gonna come say hi, you
Are
guys.
people on it?
Yeah, people are watching. So this is my high schooler. See, she's taller than me. So, all right, thank you. All right, have fun. All right, I'll see you later tonight. All right. Oh. I got something to say, but I gotta wait till she leaves. I'm really shocked she wanted to come on live. Like I'm pretty impressed. So she's the one, the poor thing, her room is over here. She's the one that has to walk by the flower mess every day. I am sorry. Oh, and honestly, sometimes she has to step over flowers and greenery to get to her room. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, child. I was trying to organize and it didn't happen. Oh. All right. Okay, so there we've used up those 2 stems, and I put them just on either side of the eucalyptus. Now we're gonna go ahead and fill in, oh, I forgot about these. We're gonna save these. We have a lot of green going on. I'm not sure that we need these. So we're gonna use the ferns, and then we'll see what we have. Now for ferns, again, this is another piece that I just have one of that I kind of want to use up, and I didn't know if it could go over there a little bit. I might use that over on that side. Oh, but I started time before she was getting ready to leave. I was going live at night, or I did last week. It's just too noisy. My husband is home. Everybody's home. like, I have to go live during the day. And I'm hoping that I will be able to still keep like this same time. I might have to move it up to like 1:30 on Tuesdays, but it'll be the same time. And again, if you can't make it, you can always watch live. Definitely catch the replay. Please make sure that you do hashtag replay though if you do catch. All right, so it's going right there. I wanted to double check where it was going before I put glue on it. All right. So here's to it. Everything is going for the most part, except for the yellow flowers in the back right here that drape over. These are right up against the edge, but everything else is going like halfway between that eucalyptus that was in the center and the edge, if you're wondering. And that's honestly just to kind of help with balance, especially if you're going to turn this into a hanging, because these do from Amazon come with the hooks if you're going to hang them. So that's the only thing, but this is going to drape down or be a drop-in, so I'm not worried about it. All right, so the ferns, the other kinds that I have, I picked those ferns, and I picked these ferns. All right. I'm gonna go with these first. These were, again, at home, and they were outdoor. These, you can just put the whole thing in if you wanted to and spread them out. I do not. However, these probably are going to need either a floral pick or a stem. Oh. All right, yep. I'm going to do... I'm doing that more for height. There we go. And then see how it's just going to peek out. And that's all I want. Now, actually, you can sometimes twist these. Yep, here we go. See, I just twisted that off. And then your stems can be a little bit longer. Or that case, see, the wire just came right out of that. So I'm not going to be using that one. All right. So the wire just gets to be a tad bit longer for a little bit more height. All right. And there's kind of like 3 ferns on those, so I'm going to spread those out. And again, just filling in the ferns or the fillers. You guys kind of might be wondering, like, how do I pick? Well, what goes into what? And if like you're not sure, like I don't know what colors to pair up together, you guys just look up paint schemes. That will help you. Paint schemes, because honestly, they put the colors right together already. And then you just go pick out the flowers that you want to go there. There's no, like I said, a lot of this is plastic, but these are not, and these are not. But as long as you clear coat them, they're okay. They're completely okay. All right. I want to use these up. Because I have them. I want them to get used. It's going to go right in here. And I think there's 2. Yep. There's 2. So I just want to spread them out. And these are just kind of like peeking through. They're kind of playing peekaboo. then over here on this side, just kind of plain, keep that one up there to a little bit taller. Oh, didn't get it in there. All right, so just a little bit of peekaboo. And then this one down here. Again, I'm just filling in those open areas, just kind of those gap areas. My glue pot is getting low, but I need to clean it, so I want to keep using up the glue because then it's just easier to clean. All right, so we have that. Now I'm out of those ferns, so I'm really, let me see if I can put this back in here because I really need another fern right here to help. There we go. I have it. All right, that's good. I'm just gonna trim this end off. But if I didn't need it, I would have just left it, but I really need it right here. All right, and then there's two. Now, kind of, so this leaf is coming out. I'm pulling this leaf out and I'm just moving it up higher. More towards the center right there. It's just coming down just a little too much. I can just see, have you guys got on to the Whatnot app yet? I'm like, oh. When my friends introduced me to that, I was like, I did not need to know this, did not need to know this. All right, so we have the back side. And the back side needs some more ferns. You can kind of see there. However, I need to, if I'm going to use these on the back side, I need to put a few in the front. And these ferns, these I picked up at the Craig Bachman warehouse sale. All right, so I'm looking, because they're not all going to be like super tall. That one. This one will be tall. And I'm going to put a steel pick on it. This one will go in through the foam, but I'm doing the steel pick to extend the height. And make this one go right here. Oh, and you can, so on the camera, you're not even going to be able to tell, but I'm going to show it to you. I stuck it right here in this open area. I'm going to stick another one right there. That's the only thing. These, once you get going with a lot of flowers and a lot of greenery, it's kind of hard to kind of exactly tell on a live where everything is going. All right, so those are kind of there just to fill out, and also have some of those in the front because I need to put some of these in the back to kind of keep filling. All right, oh, those are really short. All right, I'm gonna go to this one again. Steel pick to add some height. This one's gonna go right in here. All right, so that is in the back, right there. And then, where did they go? Did they get hooked to that? Yep. See, job hazard, but we're almost there. And again, I'm going to use these up Now this one, I'm actually gonna just cut that off because, and then there's a spot right here. I'm gonna move that up there. Now if it won't stay, oh, that'll stay. So I must have been missing a fern. All right, so back side, and I need to put some here to kind of cover that. I'm gonna do, I have another one over there. Yeah, I'm gonna, all right. I wasn't sure if I was gonna pull that one off. It's a little too low, but I like the idea of, all right, so we have an impatient, patient, those are kind of sticking up, and then I have some more of these, and I'm going to use a shorter one. Have it come down the back. So this, like the back side, this way if you see it, it'll still look a little finished. And then another short one, but not super short. All right, and I don't think I want it super big. Like this one's really wide. I'm gonna go with one, trim it down. Like I said, you still want the back side to look finished. Even though people may not see it where it's going. And where this is planning on going is on an old wagon, like a really, really old wagon. I'm going to, because I want to use these up. I do just want to use these up. But maybe I don't. Okay, one's going to go right here in the front. Right there. And again, these are just gonna play peekaboo, but it's also gonna kind of fill that void in. People often wonder, like, where do I put stuff? Like right here in all of this, my eyes are drawn right here, and that's because there's a gap in greenery. Right there. All right, that's perfect. It's kind of like just doing that peekaboo out there. There's this. That is around. This one's up, kind of sticking out a little bit. I think we might have it. And then once I get outside and I place it where it's going to go, I might wonder if I should do another. I'm going to turn it sideways here. I'm just going to turn it here sideways, just so I can look at it. You know what? I'm actually going to stick, you guys see this? Like right here, you probably don't. Right here, I'm going to stick another white one. This white is kind of more towards the back, and that's fine. I actually like it there, but I'm going to stick another one of the white flowers back there. And let me see the height that needs to be. All right. This does not need a steel pick. It's gonna go right in. Ooh. Burnt myself again. A little bit more. There we go. And then we'll just move some greenery around. That's all you really have to do to get everything to go. But I think we have it. I will take it outside where I'm going to place it and definitely share some pictures with you guys. But that's it. That's a drop-in planter. If you want to know the planters that I ordered, just send me a message and I will let you know which ones that I order. But I'm like, look at this. It's so full. You don't have to worry about it dying. But here's the best part. So in Northern Illinois, and because I know a lot of people in the South might not have this problem, but our winters are gloomy. And usually early March, we get 1 or 2 really nice days that really are like, oh, we can't wait for summer to get here. And you guys, when that happens, I just take my planters out, I stick them in directly in the porch pots. They're sitting there, and you guys, I don't have to worry about flowers dying. I've already got summer on the brain, spring on the brain, and I just love it because it's really nice to just come home and pull in the driveway and you see color and you basically get a hint of summer. And it's really nice because, you know, March and April can really be rainy up here, still cloudy, and in fact some snow. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. And if I missed a comment or a question, I will go back and try to catch it. But if you are watching the replay, please make sure you do #replay and just let me know. And you can either message me or put in the comments down below if you have questions while you're watching the replay. All right, guys, thank you and have a fantastic rest of the week. And I will see you next Tuesday.